Alright, depending on your time zone and your location. So the court sitting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today, about the 7th day of November 2025, have actually come to an end. And I'm here to give you guys the recap, the full detail of everything that actually transpired in court today. Yes, from the A to Z, even after all the delays, after all the restrictions from the DSS, and after the late starting of the court sitting today, it was finally held and it was successful. So, but meanwhile, James Omotosho actually adjourned this case for 20th of November 2025 for the final ruling on the submission of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's filing. So, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu still maintains his stand that they have to give him or show him the law he violated, or that is backing the charges against him before he can enter his defense. Onyendu still stand resilient and stands unshaken. He stands in that his decision. Yes, and I think that is the reason why Ojisino actually defended himself. So because Moke Bugore a lot of Amamihe Nishia, and he knows what he is doing. So I will play you guys a video from Honorable Obi Agota Kunu Fuko Siwe address here at the press. He just briefed what transpired in court. He expressed everything that transpired in court, still maintained his talk, his decision that this is just an oppression on Ndibo, that there is two laws in this nation, one for the Igbo man and one for the other Nigerians. So, and this is pure persecution, this same persecution. I'll play you guys the video to watch from beginning to the end. But before I play you guys this video, here with an update from Favor Michael Kanu, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu siblings, and I want you to listen. Can go down the update or drop here some hours ago. The update says, Judicial travesty. Avid says, Nnamdi Kanu being tried under repealed law. Alright. The American Veterans of Igbo Descent, Avid, has condemned the ongoing trial of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, describing it as a judicial travesty and warning that he cannot receive a fair hearing under the current circumstances. And it is true. In a statement issued on Thursday and signed by its president, Chief Dr. Sylvester Onya, the group said the trial before Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court in Abuja is being conducted without legal foundations and in violation of both Nigeria and international legal standard. Avid urged that the federal government is persecuting Kanu under the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act 2013, which it said has already been repealed and replaced by the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022. Nigeria is trying Nnamdi Kanu under a dead law. Alright. He went further to say, yet, Justice Omotosho has refused to acknowledge his repeal. This is not an oversight, it is a constitutional failure. The group noted that the Section 36, subsection 12 of the Nigerian Constitution clearly states that no one can be tried for an offense not stated in a valid written law. It also referenced Section 122, subsection 2A of the Evidence Act, which requires judges to take judicial notice of laws passed by the National Assembly. A federal high court cannot pretend not to know that a law has been replaced, Avid stated. No judge can create jurisdiction where none exists. Avid further criticized the court for allegedly delaying the ruling on issues of jurisdiction and doubled jeopardy, insisting that such matters should be resolved before a trial proceeds. Questions of the jurisdiction are not side issues. They strike at the very root of a criminal trial, the group said. Justice Omotosho's position of wait till judgment is against established Supreme Court proceedings. Alright. The group also referenced the requirements of the double criminality under Section 76 subsection 1D of 3 of the 2022 law, urging that the alleged offenses must also be crimes in Kenya where Kanu was reportedly abducted. This requirement has not been met, yet the trial continues without moral or legal foundation, it added. Avid expressed concern over what is described as silence from legal institutions in the country, including the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, and the National Judicial Council, NJC. A nation where lawyers cannot ask under what law is this man being tried has surrendered its conscience to power, the statement read. The group also alleged that aspects of their hearing guaranteed under Section 36, subsection 1 of the Constitution have been violated, including access to legal counsels and consideration of evidence before the court. Avid called on international bodies including the United Nations Human Rights Council, the African Commission on Human and People's Rights, and International Criminal Court (ICC) to document what is described as ongoing judicial violations. If Nigeria still claims to be a democracy, it must stop this charade, restore the rule of law, and release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally, the group stated. Kanu has been in the custody of the Department of State Service DSS since 2021 Following his extrajudicial transfer from Kenya, his trial has attracted global attention and sparked ongoing debates over justice, constitutional protections, and national unity. So guys, if I have updates info on the verified page of Favor Michael Kanu, she posted this some hours ago stating the obvious, and this is currently what is actually happening. So I'll leave you guys to watch this video. Kono no kwa ife Honorable Obi Agota after the court sitting for today. He just briefed everything in a simple statement. Watch the video, share your thoughts and your opinions after watching the video, and also Bakwamba to video. After that, his briefing, and we video play from Lolo Neka. What she said, the message on Kanu Omotosho and the CDS. I want you guys to also watch that video. She passed a very important message there. Share your thoughts and your opinions after watching this video. Ikabaru Echefra Tosa this video, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu still maintains his ground. He is not standing trial until the court does the right thing. So watch the video. Kenokwa more from the people who are live in court today. Share your thoughts and your opinion. Echefra Nabiko Tosa video Odempa. Enjoy the rest of the videos. I will be right back.
For me, it continues to be travesty of justice. I've always said it, that Nigeria, there appear to be two sets of rules. One for the Igbo man and another for another Nigerian. This is exactly what I saw in court today. First of all, my name is Honorable Obi Agota. I represent the great people of Ecuador, Umuahia North and Umuahia South Federal Presidency. I am the primary representative for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So I'm going to speak to you as a layman. I'm not a lawyer. Today there was a motion that was filed. Previously, I believe at the end of October, another motion was filed, and none of those motions were challenged by the prosecution team. They didn't raise any objection. The court did not overrule anybody, but admitted the motion. So on what basis then is the trial, the efforts that are being put to compel Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to trial, when the motions have been put and yet to be challenged by the prosecution team? Mazi Kanu is asking for a simple question: on what law is he being tried? Neither the judge nor the prosecution team have answered that. And today, that motion that was raised by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and some of the prosecution team were not challenged. It is very, very critical and important that we know that. However, the judge now ruled. He said that it is reserved November 20th for ruling, when there are jurisdictional issues, thresholds that are yet to be overcome. So this is a political trial veiled as a criminal trial, and for the stability of the Southeast and for the stability of Nigeria in a whole, to bring to end the civil war that was fought in 1967, means that the president should please look at the totality of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's trial and bring an end to this charade, a travesty of injustice, bring an end to it so that the Southeast can be peaceful again, Nigeria can be peaceful again. But if they are determined in the way they have steamrolled this process, rushing to a judgment, then like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, there's a God in heaven, and the injustices that are being meted to Igbos, we will not forget. We will not forget. Even if we forget, our children and our grandchildren will not forget. Because it is important that everybody knows this, especially Mr. President, that in order for him to consolidate his goodwill for 2027, start with how he handles the matter of Nnamdi Kanu. Because he cannot be there as the father of the nation, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being treated in the manner that he's been treated, when every other person who has been charged with almost similar offenses as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the determination of the court has been let go.
Hello Nigerians, this message is to the CDS of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Olufemi, Oluyede, and Justice James Omotosho. And my name is Lolo Neka. I'm the president of Igbo Women Assembly. I want you, if you get this message, share it until it gets to Justice James Omotosho and the CDS, Olufemi Oloyede. Now, I have to call on or plead with Justice Omotosho to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I have my reasons, and I will explain. Justice Omotosho, please, do not make it look as if the Yoruba nation and the Igbo nation, the Yoruba tribe and the Igbo tribe are fighting a war, because that is what it's looking like. If you watch, all the people trying to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu are Yorubas. The chief of army staff, the CDS is a Yoruba man. The DSS, the DSS is a Yoruba man. The justice, trying to Nnamdi Kanu is a Yoruba man. The Minister of Justice is a Yoruba woman. The Attorney General is a Yoruba man. These are the people holding Nnamdi Kanu. Now, before you take over this case, so many judges have, sat on this case. Some of them declined taking this case file. Some of them freed him. I mean, this very case has passed through the appeal courts, which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was freed, to the Supreme Court, and then coming back to a lower court. Now, my question is, I don't know the charges they brought against him now that they did not bring then. And from what this young man is saying, he is saying that he has no case to answer. And I have been opportune to sit in the court, and I've seen you, minister over this case. And from my own understanding, it's as if this case has been set aside for something. I mean, I don't know why this case should come back to the High Court for him to be tried. But I want you to look at the sensitivity of this case. I want you to look at the sensitivity of this case and the tense in this country, and treat this case with every carefulness. I am pleading with you to free this young man, because Nnamdi Kanu has done nothing from my own angle. All the charges against him, for me, is just charges to call dog a bad name. It's like the Nigerian government wants to jail him or kill him, because if you look at the charges, they said the treason and then terrorism. Well, I don't know where they got that from, to be honest with you. Nnamdi Kanu made a simple broadcast, and the kind of broadcast Nnamdi has made, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has made, people have made worse broadcasts that can cause ethnic, that can, bring problem to Nigeria. In fact, some people have even gone further to do things you can consider treasonable offenses. A young woman recently said that Igbos are migrants. Now, when a person is saying that somebody is a migrant in this country, that means the person has divided the country. That means the person is about to divide the country. So it's, for me, that means the person wants to unseat the president. Because if you say a particular section of this country are migrants in that country, that means you have something in mind. You want to divide the country. That young lady is a Yoruba girl. Nothing was done. The federal government said nothing. Now, MC Olomo, who is a Yoruba man, has threatened Igbos, fellow countrymen, and he said they should not, if they don't vote a certain political party, that is going to kill them. I mean, that is also a treasonable offense and a terrorist statement. He is still walking free today. Somebody like Bayo Ononuga, who is one of the media aides to our president, came out in live TV to also say that Igbos will not be allowed to vote in Lagos. Again, this is a treasonable statement, if you ask me, because when you say citizens of a country will not be allowed to exercise their rights, that means you are dividing the country. So it is a treasonable statement. Nnamdi Kanu only makes statement. Nobody caught him with a gun, with a bomb, or with anything. Now, a certain man who we are looking for terrorists, a certain terrorist by name Alhaji Asadi Kibo, brought out a gun in broad daylight in the television and live television and said he is going to kill the Igbos. He's made so many threats to the Igbos. That to me is a terrorist, and then he is walking free. He also came to live television channels to also tell the whole world that he was actually contracted by the federal government, to kill in the southeast. Now, like I was saying, Asadi Kibo is walking free today, even after confirming that they use trailers to move bones and skeletons and skulls. He made it. It's a live broadcast. He's walking free. Now, what have Nnamdi Kanu done? Nnamdi Kanu have done nothing but to demand for freedom for his people. It is a well-known fact that Igbos have been marginalized, have been killed. Now, why we are calling you Justice Omotosho is, don't heighten the tension between the Igbos and the Yorubas, because you are about to make history. You are about to make history to jail an innocent man, a man that demanded for his freedom, which is within his rights as a citizen of this country. That young man has a family. I want you to consider his family, his wife, and his children. That man has been incarcerated for close to 5 years now. So he is watching his son grow from afar. If he is still with his wife from 2014 till date, he has been in and out of prison, being jailed by the Nigerian government for doing nothing. Now, there are certain Yoruba group today that has written a letter to the United Nations. They have come out in television to demand for a Yoruba nation. Nobody have arrested them. Nobody has queried them. Now, Nnamdi Kanu has never been seen with a gun or with anything. He even said he wants to get his freedom without in a non-violent manner. Now, I want you to look at other judges that have seen this case, even some that have rejected this case. Now, what attracted you to take this case? Because this young man has said he has no case to answer, and you are threatening that you will foreclose the case. Now, when you foreclose the case, that means you are going to deliver your judgment. Sir, I don't want you to make history. Let me remind you of some people that has made history. Someone like Chief Obafemi Awolowo. It's a well-known fact that the Civil War was actually caused by a coup that was carried out to free Chief Obafemi Awolowo. All of a sudden, it was termed an Igbo coup, and innocent Igbo men and women, majorly South, and Southeast, were killed. They did nothing. That genocide has not been discussed in this country. It is buried. All we get to hear is they killed I don't know how many people that were killed in that coup. Maybe, I don't know if they are up to 100 people. But over 30,000 citizens of Igbo origin were killed. This country does not deem it fit to discuss it. Innocent people, they did nothing. After that, we've had several kills in this country, and no tribe has been attacked for that. Now, after the genocide, Ojukwu released Chief Obafemi Awolowo, and we tried to say, okay, let us try regional government, which is what the Southwest is clamoring for today. But Awolowo betrayed Ojukwu and went into war. He became the finance minister. I want to tell you the history he made. Awolowo made history to be the man to use hunger as a weapon of war. That is the mystery. What he did to the Igbos. He said you cannot be fighting with somebody and be feeding that person fast. And he also said all is fair in war, including even if it is war crime. So he actually used war crime on the Igbos, and over 1 million children died. Those children's blood is on the head of Awolowo. These are the facts nobody wants to say, because when you say the Yorubas will come out and attack, I don't really care, because